Well, moving weekend is officially here, and everything is piled in, slowly getting unpacked and settling in. Follow along as I show you how this week went in preparing for the move and starting the garden officially. Feels good. Yep, that's how the morning's starting. Get it. So I'm getting ready to move next weekend, and I'm down here mowing the lawn, trying to start a gardening project.
Half a mile.
Not able to find contractors to start working on the bathroom remodel, and I meet one of the neighbors. Of course, when you move into a new community, you start to meet the neighbors. This one decides to tell me that the previous owner had issues with black mold. Oh, don't you love new homeownership? Here we go. So here we are, a week before the official move. I spent all weekend doing some work, bookkeeping, unpacking these boxes, and wiping down the cabinets to get everything installed. Because I did not have very many dishes. My goal is to put most of my furniture in this living room. Call me crazy, but this bedroom wall and floor will all need to be taken out. The heater will probably get replaced, and all of this is gonna come crashing down and evolve. I don't have a timeline, but as you can see, the flooring was already like this. I'm gonna have this back door replaced and then replace the 2 windows. I will replace the window in the bathroom with 1 upper. So I'm not sure that I'm gonna try to put furniture in this room, and I'm trying to keep things as minimal as possible. So in order to kind of pass the time and get other things established that I like to do, I went and set up my garden space that is right out here. So eventually this window will be my office window, and I can look out here. And I started to put some plants in outside. So I'll go give you a quick tour before we load up and head back to get ready for moving weekend. So I'm out here in the garden shed that was already on the property, and there is the old water heater and the old stove that's left behind. And I swept this out this weekend because it was full of mouse droppings, just miscellaneous stuff, and put that out on the curb for the trash company, which is interesting when you're out in the country, unlike how that stuff works. And got this ready for some cabinets that I purchased to store tools and store all of my garden tools and everything, so it's outside of the weather. Bought a lawnmower this weekend so I could actually start my garden. It is super important to me to establish a garden, but I don't want a bunch of equipment that requires maintenance. So I want to do it all by hand. So I'm going to do a no-dig style, and I already started to bag up my grass clippings and lay them out over the garden so that way it can start to heat up underneath of a tarp. And I have my plants sitting on the deck. Thankfully, it rained all weekend. It hasn't rained in a few weeks. We all love the moisture. So I'm going to kind of give you a tour of what I did this weekend to establish some of the things that really help bring me a lot of joy and break up the day of bookkeeping for my clients. So a couple weeks ago, I put in this fence for my dog, and clearly he is already jumping on it, and I do realize that this is not going to be a permanent solution. Materials are expensive, and so it's moving and getting everything ready. So it's just going to take time. But anyways, he's got a good sized yard, and that is the back door that will get replaced over there. And we're using a little bit of storage out here to put bags and just miscellaneous fencing material. And I will be thinning out ferns. As much as I like ferns, they don't need to be so excessive. A beautiful deck, and there's all the plants that I have already purchased, and those will get installed in the garden. A couple of bird feeders out here. My favorite bush is a Weigela bush, and in a previous home that I had red Prince Weigelias, and it looks like a lot of the blossoms have already come off. Maybe the birds took advantage of it. This other one has more on there. So they will fill in. And these things can get anywhere from 4 to 6 feet tall, and you will trim them. They'll have new growth every year, and then an established branch. So this is not the first one that I've had. I've had several of them, so absolutely love them. I like to do sweet potatoes in drums. So I put a base layer of grass clippings and got those started, and as they continue to grow, I will add more dirt to the top. And then over here, I put in a bleeding heart, and I plan on kind of re-landscaping all of this, and I will get that on video for you guys next time. But across the street is where my garden is at, and you can see that I've got that tarped off, and somebody came and mowed that lot for me yesterday, so I will mow it again. again and bag it and then get the rows started. But you can kind of see it's starting its definition. Let the unpacking begin. So that's it. I am going to finish unloading my car. I have some decorative bottles that I still need to unload. It's the breakables, you know, it's that one load that just doesn't get to go with anything else. Yes, it's in my car. And James Dean needs his kennel brought inside because he is not traveling with me tomorrow. I am going to run some errands, go to a few appointments, and hopefully pick up some more material to continue the project along. We'll see you next time.